Science tells us that increased levels of optimism are associated with better cardiovascular health, more resilience, better relationships, and increased levels of success. Plus, it just feels better to be optimistic. So we know that the case for optimism is there, but sometimes, like, against our just best efforts, we just end up going on a negative and thinking on a negative. So how do we actually become more optimistic? These are the strategies I use, supported by science, that really help. One is to be grateful. Gratitude is the best cure for negativity. There is always something to be grateful for, no matter what. So exercising gratitude, being conscious and counting your blessings and even writing them down. Most of us know that Oprah Winfrey, for example, keeps a gratitude journal. It is very important to keep our minds focused on the positive, and we can do that by being grateful for the blessings that we can count, even if we can only count one or two. Focusing on those things leads to increased levels of optimism. The second thing to do is to have what I call the bright side talk. In other words, no matter what I'm going through and no matter what you're going through, try to think on the bright side. And sometimes I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to think on the bright side, and there is no bright side. It just don't exist. And in those moments, I say, what is this here to teach me? And people disappoint you. And when people disappoint me, I say, Lord, what is this here to teach me? Maybe Lord, you are teaching me how to become a better reader of people, to use my intuition and my gut feeling. And maybe, Lord, you're actually saving me from a greater loss, a greater situation where you're going to need me to be able to read up people better than I am. And I use that, and I immediately feel grateful for the lesson. So even though the stress might feel unbearable, or the situation is so terrible, or you don't want the lesson, you can just still say on repeat, Lord, I am grateful for this lesson. Lord, what is this here to teach me? And really just appreciate in that moment that there is something to learn. And even if you can't find anything to learn, you know what you can say to yourself? Lord, thank you for helping me to develop my strength. Because, I've learned that strength is not something you just read about in a book. Strength is something you actually have to go through some stuff. And if you consciously use those hard moments to say, Lord, thank you for the resilience I'm developing. Thank you for this strength. Thank you for this grit. Thank you that the next time that something happens to me, I'll be stronger and better able to take it. Because we can't pray for a perfect life. That will never happen, and life will always be happening. But if we have greater strength and ability to bounce back, then we know we can navigate the ups and downs of life and just face everything with more courage and have the courage to try more things. And the last but not least is to watch your energy and watch the company that you keep and the effects that they have on your energy, the things you watch and the effects they have on your energy, what you allow in your mental space and the effects they have on your energy. Very, very, very serious. If you focus on eliminating the things that make you feel drained, that make you feel negative, if it's the news, if it's just this person or people, if it's following certain people on social media or reading about certain things, you need to block those negative influencers that will have you in that negative space and blocking your optimistic powers. Similarly, you can then choose to follow people that make you feel uplifted. You can choose to read books that allow you to focus on development and on growth.